And we are once again back, everybody, back with another CBC podcast. This time, we got a two-man crew here. It's going to
Mhm.
be a good show, though. We got three main topics for you guys. We're going to talk a little bit about Spider-Man, Daredevil, Born Again, Season 1, but mostly Season 2. Tony Stark's death being a part of Doctor Doom. And for members, we're going to talk Marvel versus Netflix, because we got a bunch of juicy details on that. And Doctor Doom, not a Tony Stark variant, or maybe he is. We don't know. We'll talk about it
Mm.
for members, but
Yeah, I was like mulling that because there's like so many different ways you can go about that.
yeah, exactly. So we're gonna get to that, of course. As always, let me introduce us, me, your host Armin. You guys can find me here at this link tree here at various other things. If you want to see me battle chuds, go to my TikTok, because I made one Assassin's Creed Shadows video and it exploded. And it's just a bunch of chuds in the comments. I'm just making replies to them, and a lot of people are like, "Boy, you're making a lot of good points." I'm like, "Yeah, like how half them are screaming about this isn't historically accurate."
I've seen too many streamers saying it's like this game isn't historically accurate at all. Like you can put like one of the basic things is like in one of the games you fought the Pope in an underground passage
Yeah.
with a golden apple that was making clones of himself, and you want to call that accurate?
Don't forget, tanks and flying devices
Oh
were
yeah, from
invented
DNG.
600 years before
Yeah,
real time. So like, it's whatever. It is what it is.
yeah.
Follow me on there if you guys would like, and you should. You should follow Tristan.
Hmm. Yeah, well, the link tree. I also have my own YouTube channel trying to get through stuff because I've been slacking on it. And I also got the merch shop is in the link too. We're gonna get back on the gaming podcast. Just that me personally, I kind of forget most of the time, and then when it's like Saturday, I'm like, oh
Same,
yeah, we were supposed to do
same,
that, weren't
and
we? We were
same. And
supposed
I
to.
also got burnt out on a couple
Yeah.
video games, so I actually haven't played much gaming in the last 2 weeks outside
Mm,
of just picking up Assassin's Creed. It's
mhm.
kind of been all over the place.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
picking up on my backlog as well because
yep,
I forgot about the Steam spring sale, and I was
yeah,
like, should I
yep.
do it this week or should I do it? Because there was like one day left because I forgot about it, and like,
Hmm.
nah, I'll just wait for the summer. I'll just wait for the summer.
Yeah. So with that in mind, you guys should have seen Tristan's one of his videos pop up on the community
Yeah.
tab. That's where, of
It
course,
was really weird because I think it's the one that should come up on the community tab is a review of Mothra. She finally got her
yep.
first mini little series in it all, but it's just a mini series. It's 5 issues. It's issue 1 came out like a week and a half ago. It was really weird because it started off like real slow, and then people started to watch it a little bit because I guess there's for IDW there's not a lot of Godzilla comics
Oh,
coming out really, and then they have that whole new universe that they're trying to do where they're trying
yeah, yeah.
to Super Sentai it up with the main series that which people didn't know that Godzilla, this is the first time Godzilla had a new ongoing comic series in the like last 10 years, which is kind of
It's kind of
interesting.
interesting that it's ongoing. I've been trying to swing a little bit back into comics, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
just
not
here.
happening
No,
for
it's
me.
just
It's,
yeah, it's just here and there for me. It's like
you know,
if it's interesting, I'll read it, but if it's not, then I probably won't.
like Marvel and DC have burnt me out. Like, and that's kind of
Yeah,
carried over into all the other stuff. So I'm like, it's just hard to pick up anything at this point.
it's that weird time because like like we're supposed to be getting into like newer news
Hmm.
soon because of the people who don't know or just listening just for like the movie news. Con season's coming up or
Yep.
starting up real soon within the next like week or so, and then it's just con after con after con, and then
Yeah.
you're gonna get more news about the
There's
actual
also been like
comics.
a giant drop off in comic interest I've noticed.
Mhm.
Like, it's just kind of going with it. So
Yeah, it's just a weird thing, but certain ones are coming. I know like the Absolute series is ongoing good, but I don't for me personally I just don't like the new iteration of Bruce.
same, same. Yep.
Though though some of the interactions and frames are pretty funny, so I give it that.
Yeah, I've seen you post a couple of those in our chat. I'm
Yeah,
like, oh man, that's
it's like you
hilarious.
wouldn't hit a child, and he punts him, and I was like, yeah, I would too.
Oh, that's great. Well, with that out of the way, we're just going to get into our first topic, everybody. So let's talk about Spider-Man 4.
Yeah, it's like is it like true? Because I was seeing about saying that there's gonna be a new female like
So
antagonist, and then like I'm trying to see where it was coming from, and then he probably, who it's gonna be, he probably. People have that idea of who the main villain, female villain, if they do go that way, will be. And people, please don't be her. Please don't be her. And it's, it is, it's like Screwball. And then I was just like, oh, please, man.
yeah. So, man, this kind of exploded as today we're recording on
Mhm.
Friday. This news hit yesterday, and the day before there was a hint at it by, I believe, Jeff Snyder. So it's kind of
Okay.
taken off. And if it turns out to be true, the only notable two female Spider-Man villains I could see working on this type of film, especially with the whole anti-vigilante squad, if it's going to
Mhm.
be grounded, I'm assuming it's got
Mhm.
to be Black Cat or Silver Sable, right?
Mhm.
Like, but the other people are saying no, it's still a multiverse Spider Island film. If that's the case, it can be any
Well, the
character, you
only
know.
notable one that would be female, if they don't like change the like a male villain to be female. The only one I can think of, which I forgot her name, but it's the Wasp Totem woman
Oh
thing.
yes, 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 yes.
I
Yep.
forgot what her name is, but
Yeah.
she's tied to the multiverse, into the web of life and destiny, but she's like the Wasp Totem Queen that wants to off all the spiders and control stuff like that. It's like the only other notable.
You are right now scraping the bottom of the barrel worse than Sony. That is a pull. Like
I mean,
nobody's gonna.
yeah, I mean,
I
like
don't even remember the character's
yeah,
name.
no, it's back in the early 2000s when she first came up, and then I think it was Dan Slott brought her back up about a year or two before, from the was it the end of, or is either the end or the edge of the Spider Verse, and that's where she made her re-debut,
Oh,
about having her
here you go.
plot
I
to,
found her. Shatra.
yeah, that her.
Shatra. Yeah.
She's like, if they do the multi dimensional thing, and they do need a female villain, she would be one of the choices, unless they did what most people don't want them to do, is to gender bend a notable male character into a female character and retrofit that into uh I guess the history of what they are going for.
What, you're not
So
excited for Mercy Gargan?
no,
She's
no.
just gonna be Scorpion now.
Yeah, no, even though there is a female version of it,
There is,
because
yeah.
I've seen, especially with multiverse going on now in the comics,
Mhm.
where each each version of a villain would have a female variant of them as well. But if they do go with the female villain, and it's not like grounded and it's like multiversal, that's the one I would pick, because
Well,
if it is grounded, the only other ones, like you said, it'd be like Silver Sable or
I mean,
Black Cat potentially.
the
But I'm thinking that if they do the grounded one, it's going to be Screwball. That's that's what I think
I
it's
could
going to go.
honestly I could see her as a side character, like,
Mhm.
a minor character streamer in the school, but to me, like, we see what's going on with Daredevil, and we know that they're putting together a anti-vigilante force in New York. If you
Oh,
drop Silver Sable in there with the Silver Sable crew and she's like rounding heroes up,
mhm.
that to me fits the story they're going for. But then again,
It's like,
again,
but with the anti-human or anti-hero and anti-vigilante group, I wonder what it's gonna be called, because there's a couple of them that came
mhm.
about within the comics. Because like the last one in the comics that came about was around like a year and a half ago, and they were called
Yep.
like Cape Killers. They had
Oh yeah.
what was it? They had Taskmaster on it. They had Scorpion on it. Uh, they had some other ones as well. I'm trying to remember all of them.
I just think as long as they find a good angle, you can make pretty much any villain work. But I'm still afraid of the other half of the
Mhm.
story constantly saying it's a Spider Island movie, and I'm like, please no, please. It's like,
I mean, in the context of them going multiversal, it can
it
work, but
can
not
work, yeah.
not to that extent with what they're trying to do with having a I guess if they want to do the grounded way, they can't really have a female villain that way. They would have
Right.
to have a very powerful female villain that would would that would warrant having a spider island, because if
Uh-huh.
it is, the wasp chick, I just don't want to say her name because I'm going to butcher it.
Yeah.
But if they have her, then it would call for it's not just Peter, but a bunch of other
Mhm.
citizens who temporarily have spider powers to want to help out and stop her because she has a horde of wasps. It's not just
Yeah.
her; she
Yeah,
can
yeah.
control wasps as well. And I don't know why Dan gave her this power, but she can also turn people into her drones as well. So
I mean, it's like the queen bee, I guess
yeah,
that's the angle. To me, it's like I know it's never gonna happen at this point, but, like, I just want Spider-Man 4 to be like, "Here's Black Cat," and who else? Nobody, just Black Cat. Like, I would love to see, like, a
Mhm.
$120 million night set crime spree Black Cat Spider-Man trying to stop her movie and the
Yeah,
flirting, right? And it's like and we're never gonna get that, unfortunately,
yeah.
so it's like
Because like unfortunately, it's it's just money talks, and
yep.
they would rather have $1 billion multiverse film compared to
Mhm.
like I want to say like a $600 million film that's grounded about Black Cat and some other
Yeah.
less notable villains fighting Spider-Man.
Right. Yeah, it's how it's gonna go. Obviously, they're starting production later this
Mhm,
year, so we're gonna learn some details, and there's gonna be official castings. Like, we already got Sadie Sink. She joined the project. We don't know as who, so that's
mhm,
out there. It'll be interesting to see how this like unfolds in the next couple of months, especially with well, with everything that's happening with the film and the next two Avengers films shooting one
mhm,
after the other. So, I guess we'll circle back around to this soon-ish. The only thing I want to add to it is I kind of look at everything that's been stated, right? And
mhm,
you look at the bigger picture, and I'm kind of just sitting back going, well, if you're going to do Spider Island, then we're going to bring in all these other Spider-Men, and apparently Andrew Garfield and Toby, because it's a big multiverse thing, and they want to bring back
mhm.
all the villains. That's the second time in a row we do a big Spider-Man extravaganza. The next film is inherently gonna have to be slow, right? Like, we can't just keep upping the ante on Spider-Man.
I
Like,
mean, you technically you can, but
ugh,
it gets to the point where it's not even a Spider-Man
yeah,
like centric story. It's
right, right,
a
right.
Marvel Universe story with the Avengers and all that other stuff.
Yeah, and that's my big fear. So, stay tuned, everybody. We will be back to talk about this soon enough. So, yeah, we'll circle back around to this soon. Daredevil Born Again. So, Kristen, have you been watching season 1?
I have watched like up to half of season two. I don't mind spoilers, but or episode two.
Okay, okay.
but I did see the season two. I guess the leaks for
Yeah. Yep, yep, yep.
Matt with this. I think was it the Shadowland suit is what people were
Yeah.
speculating that he's gonna be using, which is very very interesting. Like if they're gonna actually go that route with Shadowland.
So,
So.
I'm thinking because looking at these photos, I don't think they're doing Shadowland. I think they're gonna call like so what we see in set photos from season 2 is Kingpin enacts martial law
Mhm.
and he starts a anti-vigilante task force that's all sort of dressing like the Punisher and they are cleaning the streets up. In the set photos, there's posters of Matt Murdock missing. So he's presumed missing. Karen has taken on a new identity because she looks completely different. And
Mm,
Matt has a black shadow suit by the look of it. I'm guessing Shadowland is going to be what they call where the vigilantes operate, which is
mm.
Hell's Kitchen. They're going to
It's
angle it that way.
because I'm trying to like remember. Isn't like what is it the ninja group? Is it the Hand? I think.
Yeah, the hand.
Yeah, they're primarily behind the Shadowlands, so it's kind of
Mhm.
interesting that they try and change it a bit to where it's just a bunch of Punisher cosplayers standing in for the Hand and doing all
Right.
these things.
Well, for all we know, the hand could be back because
Yeah.
there was a rumor and a casting call was confirmed that they are
Mm,
casting for a Greek actress at
mm,
around 30 to 35. So are they bringing back Elektra, recasting her, or are they bringing back another,
I mean,
like a descendant of hers or something
well,
that's a
I mean,
vigilante? Like,
if they wanna piss people off, they can just bring her back like they did. They make her another Daredevil. So,
look, I would love that. She's a great Daredevil, personally. Like
yeah.
that to me was great.
I mean, they got the suit on point. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
lie about that. It's a really good suit that takes inspiration from one of her other suits and puts a Daredevil spin on it. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's like if they want to bring back Elektra as another Daredevil, they can. She's been Daredevil for the last couple of years. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that would be great. Matt Murdock is like, I gotta hang low because Kingpin knows who I am. And suddenly there's another Daredevil jumping around and they're like, who's that? It's like
yeah.
that would be a good angle to bring back Elektra. But like to me, why would you recast her if that's true? Like,
Uh,
unless Elodie Young can't be back, which okay, fine, but that's a weird one.
I mean, it is, but they have an out because technically it's not the technically it's not the Marvel TV universe version of it. It's a version of her, so technically, it can be a different. She can
Well,
look different. So
they could just say there was like the resurrection spell changed what she looks like.
yeah, it's something
Magic.
like
Yeah.
yeah. Since there is magic, so you can. There's a couple ways you can explain it away. Explain it away on why she looks different from the last time they saw her and something like
After
that.
the first time you died and we brought you back, every other time you're gonna look different if we resurrect you. Oh, okay. Like it's
Yeah.
fine, fine. And also like circling back around to the other photos. So Murdoch has gone missing. Like it
Mm,
says, if you've seen him, call 1-800 Murdoch or whatever, or 1555
mm,
Murdoch, whatever it is. So clearly he's faking his death at some point,
mm,
or he's presumed dead and he's only going to take up the identity of Daredevil. Because look at everything we know so far and look at this season.
mm.
If Matt gets close to anybody, they die. That's literally Daredevil's thing. They die. So it's like,
Yeah,
um,
and it ties in with a lot of like I know a lot of other story arcs where similar premises happen where someone close to him dies, he gets fed up with it, doesn't want to live the double life, either goes Matt Murdock full time or goes Daredevil full time. If he goes Daredevil full time, usually what happens is that he'll either fake his death or
uh-huh.
apparently he had a brother pretend to be him before he died, and then it's the other way around where it's just that, oh no, I was never Daredevil at all, and it's that we're that I don't know if you've seen the memes or anything like that where Daredevil is wearing anything, be a t-shirt,
Oh yeah.
sweater or something, saying I'm Daredevil, but obviously saying that he's not because he can't see.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's, I also love, and I want them to bring it back. They won't, but I would love it if they did the whole quick arc of who's Daredevil? Oh, it's Iron Fist, huh? He took up the mantle because to get
oh yeah.
people off of Matt, because they were like, we need somebody as acrobatic. And they're like, well, none of you guys can do it. And Iron Fist was like, I can, like that actually
Yeah.
made sense in context of the story. So
It's funny because it's like there's like a couple people he can't call that can't do it, and it's all what about Spider-Man? And he's like, well, he can, but he do it too well.
yeah, yeah. That'd be hilarious. Like, I don't know. Looking at everything we're seeing in season 2 and so far season 1, like they, despite IGN's reviews, which for the episode 3 and 4, they gave them low reviews for whatever reason. It's 2 of the best episodes Daredevil's ever had.
It's
Like
was it like reviewed by the same person? Because it's because the only
I
other
think
thing
so, because
because
they reviewed
other
the entire
yeah
season as well.
because
Yeah.
the only other thing is like they like especially for reviews it's multiple things that you should take into consideration, not just the end all be all for these reviews is like sometimes it's you'll get a person who doesn't really like this certain type of genres and stuff. It's just it's a job, it's for money, and they give their own opinion on it, and it's like it can have valid criticism to it, but it also can be biased in how
Yeah.
they view the stuff. So it could have, oh, I like first next two episodes I don't like anymore because for different varying reasons. They could have legit criticism or just because I'm tired and I don't really want to
Right.
review this anymore.
Yeah, it's I don't get it because like
Mm.
they're complaining that Daredevil had too much like courtroom stuff and whatnot, and I'm like,
He's a lawyer. he's he's gonna be doing that in his day job. He's not gonna just clock in at the law firm. Oh no, I
right,
got something to do. Clock out real quick, and he's Daredevil for 12 hours.
exactly. Like it's, I don't know. To me, they're balancing the story very, very well. I've been enjoying what they're doing. Obviously, you're not fully caught up on it, but
Yeah.
I think that they found a balance.
And
I'm
so
more
far,
excited for season 2 now.
yeah, so far I'm like intrigued with it, because at if it was more like um Netflix, then I would probably be like more turned off and not really want to like continue it.
Mhm.
But since I watched, the first almost first 2 episodes with it, I'm more inclined to keep watching or watch it when I can.
In my
So
opinion, it's far superior to what Netflix did, like way superior, because they got the Daredevil aspect down this one, and in the last one, it was like, uh, he runs off a curb, parkour. That was like the most hardcore Daredevil thing he did. You're
mhm.
like, come on, this is Daredevil. He should be like flipping and
Yeah.
daredeviling around. It's like, they finally got it. Especially at the end of the 4th episode, you get the hint. You're like, ooh, this Daredevil's going to be brutal. Like he's doing stuff I've seen only in the comics. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm hyped. So again, we'll come back around to this when we know more. Obviously, when season 1 is done, we're gonna talk about it after a little bit after people catch up because I know there's people that are binge watching it or they're waiting to binge it. So we'll talk about it probably a couple weeks after it's done airing. But our final topic here, we're gonna talk about Tony Stark's death. So the Russo brothers have
Mhm.
been doing interviews, and this one set a lot of people off.
It's so off because of how they presented it. Because
Yeah.
when I read it, I'm like, okay, this can go like a couple different ways
Hmm.
because of how the I guess the broad idea of how the multiverse works.
Right.
So like it's saying that this is not a Tony Stark variant. That's what specifically they said. It's not a Tony Stark variant, which
Yeah.
means he's just a Doom. Is either a main Doom or he is a Doom variant
Right.
because how the multiverse, I guess the theory works is that you can have someone called Victor Von Doom, and he look like Peter Parker. He's not saying he's not, it's not technically it's not saying one or the other. It's saying that this particular person who looks like Peter
Right.
is Victor Von Doom.
And
It's not.
my whole thing on this one is when they specifically said that Tony Stark's death is a
Mm,
part of Doctor Doom's story, that's the one that sends off all the red flags in my head. I'm like,
yeah,
so are they gonna? Do they potentially do this? And this is, I made a video about this. I was
mm,
kind of like speculating on it. Do they take an angle where everything in the MCU happens with Tony Stark, right?
mm,
But when he wipes away Doctor Doom or Thanos, does he
mm,
snap? And then he reforms the entire galaxy as well into like Doom World, right?
mm,
And is he technically Doctor Doom because he like takes on a new identity? That's the only way I can think of
yeah.
Tony's death becoming a part of his story. Like Tony died, Doctor Doom rose, like because I
Yeah,
can't see it any
yeah,
other way.
yeah. Because that's essentially what I technically came to. This is like maybe a variant of the events happened. You saw someone sacrifice themselves to save everyone, and that's not what he cracked. And he didn't want to
Right.
do that, and that's how you get Victor Von Doom, where he wants to free everyone and protect everyone, but it's
Uh-huh.
at its core, technically, it's Doom assuming control because he wants
Right.
control.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that he he does things a little bit better than most dictators. Yeah, as long as you follow the rules, you'll have a cushy life. But if you so much as do something like a millimeter out of order, yeah, you're probably dead. So well, he's not
this
that
can be
petty. He's like he's not that petty. I'm like, no, he is.
this is like a
He
political CBC
Yeah,
endorsement. At least he's not Kim Jong Un.
yeah. Because people are like, yeah, because people are like, he's not that petty. And I'm like, no, he is.
Oh, he is.
Once he destroyed a universe. I think he destroyed a universe of a variant he had, just because the variant told him that his finger lasers were stupid. No, that's literally what it was in the comic. And
I mean,
as soon as the variant said that his finger, like, because he's a weird one, and I think it was either that or a read that was Doom. It was one of the two, but he said that his finger lasers, in particular, with that armor, is a stupid idea. I don't know why you're so childish about it. And he literally like shut up, glared at him, and the next panel was you saw the whole entire universe just implode while he leaves.
Imagine if that's the actual story of why he became Doctor Doom. It's like, yeah, Reed made fun of my fingers.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just that, yeah, because he does like a lot of stuff that's like petty or messed up, even though at his core he's trying to technically help people.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know, like again, people are already kind of iffy on the fact that it's Robert Downey Jr. playing Doom, and I am
Mhm.
as well. Like, I think that that's clearly a
Yeah,
desperation move, you know?
yeah, well, yeah. From on one end, it's like what kind of big shocker that could draw people in who who'd come to the theater
Hmm.
for Victor Von Doom. It's either they get a big name to play him, or something out of left field by a twist. A former actor from a different character playing him and stuff like that, or a complete unknown. They went with the twist where it was that they have a familiar actor playing a notable role in the role of Victor
Yeah.
Von Doom, which got people speculating and wanting to see how this all plays out. Because if it was a completely unknown, unless they do like a 10 out of 10 job right out from the gate, people are probably not going to feel or get it as attached to Doom, because you'd have to roll out his origin and his ideals out over a couple movies, and they don't have that because of what they're trying to do now, which
Right.
is essentially soft reboot the universe
I
so
was
they can
gonna
go ahead and
say
redo
the
stuff.
whole Kang problem kneecapped them. Like,
Yeah,
the first time we're gonna see Doctor
yeah,
Doom is probably Fantastic Four, but
yeah.
his debut film is Doomsday, and that's
Yeah.
literally the first appearance out of two that Robert Downey Jr. has. So you're like, boy, they got to do a lot of legwork, which,
Hmm.
maybe that's the easy way. It's like, hey, he's a Tony Stark, but he survived and he took on a new identity. You're like, okay, like I get it. It's kind of a
Hmm.
cheap way to Doctor Doom it, but then the only saving grace of that, and this is the only good thing, is he's then not Doctor Doom that we can
Hmm.
get after Secret Wars. Then we can get a proper Romani Doctor Doom and all that. If he's a variant of
Yeah,
Tony Stark, fake, whatever.
yeah, it's that, but again, it's like because there's a lot of stuff you have to do with like Doom is in essence one of the bigger villains of the Marvel universe, because he was all, is he really that big of an issue? I'm like, yeah, he
Hmm.
is.
Oh yeah.
Just think of Reed if he didn't try to be the best version of himself every day
Right.
and could
Yeah.
literally do whatever he wanted, because no one could really viably stop him consistently.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like I'm looking at this whole thing and like I'm excited. I'm still
Hmm.
intrigued. I'm gonna question this casting up until I see it, and probably even after that, being like, why? But I'm intrigued by the ideas and direction that they're going in, at least, which is more to say than half the other stuff I've ever seen from like Sony or the DCEU, where it was like,
Hmm.
this just doesn't work, like, eh. So
That's perfectly fine and reasonable. It's like I'm just more like I want to know like how this is all gonna play out, because if it's more of a Doom, is he gonna come up in like a variant of the armor that he specifically forged, or is it gonna be
mhm.
like a variant of like Iron Man armor or
Iron
something?
Man Mark III painted green, take it or leave it. So it's only so
Yeah.
Hot Toys can make 900 variants
I
per
mean,
year.
they'll do it anyway, even if it doesn't.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, even if it doesn't mean
Uh,
like if you could come out and like like comic accurate like Doom armor for first like
right.
legit first appearance, and Hot Toys would make Iron the superior Iron Man armor, even though it doesn't
Yep.
even though it might not even appear in the movie, or it's like off on the wall somewhere, they'll still do it.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're gonna do
Um,
it. They're gonna do it.
but yeah, that's just the reason why I'm like trying to think is like, because is it like, would they do it that way if he's not like if he is a Doom variant, he's not a Tony variant? Is like, would he want to mold armor in that? But then like if he is just a Doom, then of course he wouldn't want to do it. He'd rather wear trash cans for armor than someone else's inferior product.
Truly, that's truly the Doctor Doom way. So I guess everybody stay tuned. We will be back with more on this when we know more. Now,
Mhm.
that has brought us to the end of the show, Tristan. So I guess we'll do a little housekeeping here. So
Mhm.
let's talk about, obviously, for those that follow the gaming podcast, we talked about it right before we got on here, but we're going to come back to that. I kind of just,
Yeah.
I laid low for about 2 weeks with video
Mhm.
games. I was doing other stuff, and I just now got Assassin's Creed, so I have stuff to talk about. And also, I'm getting ready for a pretty big trip in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's kind of taken a lot of my time to
Yeah.
plan.
Yeah, it's just that, and I mean almost the same thing, but it was just I kept forgetting, and then I kind of hurt I kind of hurt myself in the process, so I was just
Yeah.
not on the thing. It will come back if Armin goes on a vacation. I mean, I can do technically a solo. It could probably just be animated or something. I can just talk,
We can
ramble on
also
for
pre-record. There's topics
yeah,
we could
yeah, just
pre-record, like,
yeah, just some stuff about that. But it's coming
yeah.
back. It's just that for the last like 2 weeks, I kind of forgot and got hurt, and I mean, just
Yeah.
was a little
And
bit
I've
burnt
also
out.
like, yeah, it's just a lot of stuff's been going on. So like, it's just life gets in the way. I think people know that. Hence why last week we didn't even get a show here. Stuff
Yeah.
just got in the way. But everybody was,
Technically, there's that, and there's really like nothing coming until I think probably won't like know like a lot more until like I think WonderCon is this weekend. I
was gonna say
think
a little this weekend, but really after Thunderbolts, starting May,
yeah,
like May to October is always loaded. That's when we
yeah.
get tons of stuff.
Let me see.
So are you looking up WonderCon?
Yeah,
You know,
because I know it's like during March, but I keep forgetting.
mm,
Let's see. Oh, it's this Friday, I think.
oh,
So
uh, yeah. There's like San Diego Comic Con still in summer, right? Is that still happening?
yeah, it's still happening. I keep forgetting like it's like the San Diego Convention Center is like right by the bay. I keep forgetting.
Yeah,
It's because like you don't really see it or you smell it, but you don't really see it because it's like down a hill and stuff.
yeah,
But
yeah. uh, well, I suppose that'll bring us to the end of this show, everybody. Again, we are going to have 2 topics for you for members, so make sure you check those out.
yeah.
We'll see you guys hopefully next week. Let's hope it's a good week. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will. And if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching, and have a good one.